All right, story. A Chassid of the Tzemach Tzedek. The Tzemach Tzedek was the third Rebbe of Chabad. This is like about 150 years ago. He used to, he was a very rich man. He made his money by selling grain to the farmers. The farmers. He had a tremendous talent and he would pick the best grains. And he brought 100 wagons filled with grain, fresh grain, to the farmers right before planting season. Planting season. The journey was like a two day journey from where it was he would observe the fields and how they cut the grain and everything like that. He was very trustworthy, had very good prices. And even though he was a Jew, and Jews generally speaking were not very appreciated, but nevertheless, this Jew, everybody liked him. He was an honest person. He did the best. So every time he would come to give them their grains after this two ready would have his 100 wagons. It was really 110 wagons because 10 of the wagons were the choice grain that was for the the baron. The baron. And he gave him a really good price, and everybody liked this Jew. So he would come to all the farmers would be waiting, in their place wherever it was in their town. And after this, the Jew would make the 2 day journey and come there. And the farmers would be waiting there with a little band. They had a little band, and they made a couple lachaims, and they would sing, and then they would pay him for the grain. And everybody would take their grain. That's the way it was years. Years it weren't that way. Now he had to be very careful to bring the grain at exactly the right time, because if he brought it too early, they had no place to store it, and if he brought it too late, then it could be the rains would come. So he had to bring it. It was a very, very delicate thing. He had to bring it exactly at the right time. And he had the grains were covered over with like this, canvas was covered over. So if little rain fell on, it wouldn't wreck it. So one year he was traveling. He was coming there, and he had his manager, his work manager, a non-Jew. They worked together, and he was traveling. Suddenly, he was like 1 day away. After they were 1 day into their journey, they had like another day to go, or a day and a half of a day to go to their. All of a sudden, the Jew stopped, and he said to his manager, "Tell me one thing. Did you fill the 10 wagons did you hitch the horses to the 10 wagons of the baron?" So his manager said, I that's not my job. That's not what you do that every year. He said, the Jew said, "You're right, but I think I didn't do it. I think I forgot." His manager said, "Ooh, this is a big problem. This is a big problem. Are you sure you didn't hitch him up?" I said, "I don't know. I don't know." I said, "Listen, to go back, we can't go back. It'll be a day and a half back, and then another day and a half to come here. Rains will come for sure. Rains will come for sure. But to get there without the wagons of the baron's grains is suicide. The baron will see that we left him out, or that we gave him the same grains as everybody else, and he's a madman. The baron is a madman. There's nobody over him. Nobody can control him, especially with a Jew. He'll kill us. Who knows what he's going to do?" So the Jew said, "Just 1 second. Let me count. Let me count." Got out, and he counted this, and he counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, gets up to 100, and he comes back to the wagon. No, he says it's 100. He says, "What are we going to do? We can't go back. We can't go forward." The Baron tells, "What are we going to?" Said, "Let me count again." Goes out and he counts it again. He comes back to the wagon. His manager says, "What do you say?" He says, "I counted only 100. It's missing. Can't go back. If we do, it's going to rain. Can't go forward. What am I going to do? I'll count again." So the manager sees that maybe this Jew is going out of his mind. Going out of his mind. So he goes, all of a sudden, this Jew, he counts again, and he gives us yell, and he starts to sing and dance and sing and dance. Yeah, singing and dancing. "Let's go." Gets back into the wagon. "Let's go." The manager says, Go for it. Go. Let's go. We're going to give the grain." So the manager doesn't want to say, "But what about the baron?" He knows what. So they go. The baron figures as soon as they get there, he'll like jump off and run away or something. So sure enough, they come to where the people are there, and they hear the music. They see the farmers see the wagons are approaching. They start playing the music, and the Jew, meanwhile, he's singing and dancing and he's singing, bouncing around. As soon as they get close enough, and the music gets a little louder, so the Jew jumps out of the wagon and he runs into this little tavern that's over there. And he says to the owner of the tavern, "How many bottles of vodka do you have?" He says, "We have a lot of vodka." He says, "I want 20 bottles of vodka, 30 bottles of vodka. Pour it into this big barrel." He has a big barrel. Pour it into the barrel. "What type of, you have spices? You have," says, "We have some beets. We have a couple of apples. We have sugar. You know, this is, put it in. Put in a couple of this." He puts it and mixes the thing up. Nobody can figure out what's going on. You know, the Jew puts the wagon on like on a whatever it is, on a wheelbarrow, or it was already on a wheel. Where rolls it out? There's like, you know, the hundred farmers are there, and he says, "Let's make a toast. Let's make a toast. I have punch. I made a punch." "Oh, is a punch? What's punch? Taste it." So one of them takes and drinks it. It's good. Another one takes it. It's good. The band is playing and they're drinking. They finish the battle. Meanwhile, he goes inside, prepares another barrel, a barrel of this punch, brings it out in another wheelbarrow, and they're drinking and they're drinking. They're going to their wagons and they open up the canvas and they smell the grain and they take another l'chaim and they're dancing and they're going. Meanwhile, the Baron, it's not nice. He can't dance with everybody else, but he has to drink like everybody else. He's a man, so he drinks like everybody else. And they're drinking and they're drunk and they're all knocked out drunk. After about an hour of this intense drinking, they like everybody has drunk like 2 bottles, you know, and they're out of it. The Baron also, they're all like laying on the ground under the wagons, under this, and the whole night they're wet. And suddenly they wake up, they feel something's going on. Rain, and they've all opened up their wagons. They've all opened up the wagons. The Baron didn't open up his wagons because, first of all, he didn't have any wagons, but it's not nice, you know, for him to do. So a big miracle. They opened up and rain comes down and wrecks all the grain. And all these people, they wake up, they're like still, you know, hangovers. They look and they say, "Oy, oy, oy. Our grain, it's been raining for like 2 hours. All the grain is ruined. We can't use it." Oy, oy. And the Jew says, "It was all my fault." And they say, "No, it was our fault. We shouldn't have drunk." And the Jew says, "No, no, 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 no. Listen, you only have to pay me half. I'm going to go back and get new grain. And the Baron, you don't have to pay me at all. You don't have to pay me at all. I'm sorry, it was my mistake." The Baron is very happy. The Baron doesn't have to pay anything. And truly got drunk. So they go back to take all the wagons. They go back. The Baron is meanwhile not counted anything. They go back, and the manager, the non-Jewish manager, says to his boss, "How did you do that? We were finished. Oh, we had no way out. How did you think of that idea of the punch?" He said, "Well, I'll tell you." He said, "I saw the situation was really bad. We couldn't go forward. We couldn't go back. We couldn't do anything. Suddenly, I remembered something. The last time I went into the Rebbe, the Chassidic, I went in to get a blessing and to get advice. So the Rebbe gave me a blessing. He gave me advice. But just before I was leaving his room, he looked up at me and he said, Ki b'simcha teitzeyu," said, with happiness you will go out. It had absolutely nothing to do with anything we were talking about, nothing to do with my conversation, with my questions. Suddenly he looked at me and he said, Ki b'simcha teitzeyu, with happiness you will go out. I saw the Rebbe sitting there. I saw his eyes. I saw his face. And I said to myself, listen, I don't know what the solution is, but one thing I know is that by being afraid and by being pessimistic and by being depressed and miserable, nothing is going to come out of it good. I have to be happy. So I was happy. I started dancing and dancing and happy. What's going to be? Take that thought out of my mind. They're going to kill me. Take the thought out of my mind. Just be happy. Don't think about anything else. The happy all of a sudden fell into my mind, I'm going to make punch. The idea, I opened up my mind to something good, and something good happened. And the punch worked. And that shows to us that if you're ever in a situation that demands that you be depressed and that forces you to be angry and to be negative, defy it. Forget about it. Be happy, and that'll change the whole situation. Have a good day with Mashiach now.